Hello, people. Alright, so if you don't already know, my name is Kian Higgins. I'm originally from Birmingham, England, and I'm currently living in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And this right here, this whole thing where I've got the camera, where I did YouTube, is kind of like a documentation of my journey and what I went through and what I go through, so I can help anyone else aspiring to do the same things. And I just hope it gives you a little insight. So today I'll be talking about how I actually ended up in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and why I chose Thailand and how that came to be. So I'd have to take you back to when I was 15. I'm currently 18. I discovered a YouTuber named Jack Hopkins. Now, present day, he has an amazing personal brand. He does great videos. I even watch his videos to this day. And he moved to Thailand. He was a lad from Bournemouth. He moved to Thailand to pursue his dreams. Wanted to be in the self-improvement space, which he is. He did a great job at it. And, you know, he's a great businessman and he made his dreams possible. But the big thing for him was a move to Thailand. He specifically went to Koh Samui. But at 15, hearing this, I always had like an entrepreneur's mind to say. I never wanted to live the normal life. I never wanted the 9-to-5 rat race, work until you're 65 maybe. I never wanted that. And I never saw my life in that way. I always truly believed that I was going to be successful. From the ages of 13 or 14, I thought and I believed these things to the truest, and I still believe them, which is, even now where I am, I'm not surprised that I'm here. I'm grateful. You know, this is not a surprise to me because I always said these things. From the age of 15, I was saying, okay, I'm going to move to Thailand. So whenever a question was arised about, you know, where you're going to be at 18, from the ages of 15 onwards, I would say, oh yeah, 18, I'm going to be living in Thailand. Yeah, I'm going to be living in Thailand in 18. Like these things and these comments and these questions come up, and I would say these things. Now, saying these things and doing these things are two separate things. But we're going to talk about how I got here. It would have to be when I was 16. I was working a job somewhere in Birmingham called Jamaia's. It's like a restaurant. It does like nice Jamaican food. The food was actually peng, and I loved it. I loved the food there, to be fair. The job, not so much. I was washing up in the back. It wasn't great, but it was a job. I was 16. I ended up getting fired from that job for talking too much, which is actually quite funny. And I was jobless for about 6 months until May. Now, May came around, and I believe it was the 1st of May, maybe just before May. And this was a Monday. I was speaking to an old friend of mine, and he ended up mentioning that he was going to Thailand. And I ended up saying, yeah, that's great. You know, myself, I think when I'm 18, I'm going to move out there, you know, And he said, you know what? We had a few mutual friends going. So, you know what, come with us. So he said to me, you know what, come with us. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, come with us, man. You'll love it. You'll have a good time. It'll be sick. Book your flight. We're going on Friday. I said, you know what? Sweet, let's do it. So right there and then, at 16, I booked my flight to Thailand with a bunch of my friends. Now, they was more older guys. They was like 19, maybe 20 at this time. So it was cool going with them. Like, I didn't have to stress about not being 18 and whatnot. So when I went to Thailand, that's when actually everything changed, because over the 25 days that I was there, I saw firsthand what life could be like, you know, going to the best gyms, seeing the beautiful scenery, how nice the people were, and how little it costs to actually live out here, and live out here decently, nicely, and have a lifestyle, this lifestyle that I always wanted from a young age and dreamed of. So after this trip, I felt great, because I had got so much from the trip. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. When I came back, I don't know what's going on. I think there's an ant carrying an ant. But I knew exactly what I wanted to do when I came back to England, which was move out to Thailand. So my sole goal was to just find a way to do that. Now, when I first got back, I was 17 now, landed back because I turned 17 when I was out there. I originally was 16 when I left. I turned 17 while I was out there, the 11th of May. And, you know, I had this goal, I had this dream in mind, but I let it slip, to be honest with you. I let it slip. I kind of let reality hit me. You know, I let reality decide my fate instead of deciding my own. And, you know, I got a job because I thought, okay, this online stuff is not working. And the truth is, the reason it wasn't working because I wasn't working hard enough for it. You know, I was procrastinating a lot. I would claim I was doing a lot, but I really wasn't. And ended up getting a job in construction about August times. And for about 4 months, I almost completely forgot about my dream. I was kind of like, oh, this is my life now. And then if you've seen my video just before this about action, I had an epiphany in January and I booked my flight to Bali. And the reason I chose Bali is because at the time, my goal wasn't to live this lifestyle. My goal was to just go travel. That was like my thought. I thought, yeah, I want to go travel. That's what I wanted to do. That was my thoughts. Now, after actually getting to Bali and spending a month there, although it was beautiful and it was amazing, and I recorded a lot of it, I recorded so much of it. So if you see my short form content on TikTok and Instagram, defo give that a little look because Bali was amazing. However, I realized at the end of it that I didn't want to be a backpacker. I didn't want to just travel everywhere out of a backpack for my whole life. You know, I didn't even want to do it for another month. I was like, what do I really want? And then I reminded myself, when I left Thailand last year, it was to live a lifestyle, to come back and earn money so that I can live a lifestyle out in Thailand. I can go to the nice gyms, I can live in a beautiful condo, I can network with amazing people, I can grow businesses, I can truly live the life that I've always wanted, which is the life of an entrepreneur. And I can document this journey and to hopefully help you guys out. You know, this is the true life that I've always wanted. So luckily I met a friend in Bali who happened to live in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and he convinced me to come Chiang Mai with him. He said, you know what, go there, set up a place for 6 months, you know, lock in, build something. I said, you know what, yeah, I'll do it. Ended up flying to Chiang Mai with him, find an apartment a couple of days later, and now look where I am. And he only lives about 20 minutes from me. He's a good friend of mine. But that's how I actually came to be here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and living my dream, because it's not a linear path always, you know. I had a lot of roadblocks and bumps along the way, but I always knew I was going to get here. That's why I say I'm not surprised when I got here. However, I would have got here a lot sooner if I actually just took action on the things that I said I was going to do, which I do now, thankfully, and why I'm able to be in this position. But in the past, I didn't. That's why I've got a whole episode on action, if you see that. But that's my story. That's how I'm actually able to live out here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And this is just a documentation of my life, and I'll come on here some days and I'll just speak to you about a story. I might show you a day in the life. But I want this to be a documentation so you can see for yourself that it is truly possible to come and live your dream life. You can do these same things. I mean, I'm 18 living in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Like, this is crazy, you know. I'm documenting my life. Like, this is always what I wanted to do. And the reason I actually do it is because I've been the other person looking at this camera right now, looking through the other way, you know, maybe through a TV screen or my phone screen. And I thought, no way, this guy's living out here doing these things. But it is possible. I promise you it is possible, as long as you believe it. I never not believed it. Watching these videos from young, I never not believed I was going to be there. I always knew I was going to be there. I just never took action on the belief. You see, you can have all the desire in the world, but if you don't take action on it, it means nothing. It means nothing. You need to take action on it, and that's what I did, and that's why I'm here. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little insight of how I actually arrived to Chiang Mai, Thailand, the bumps along the road. But yeah, this is amazing. Now I want to go back inside because it is actually boiling. But I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you was able to grab some value from this video. Have a good day. Peace.